legend on that. So Geek of the Week, round of applause, Peter Harrowfield. Geek Chic, gonna love it. The ABCD of who to invite. So this is a big challenge for us this month. We're trying to pump this place full of visitors, and as you can see, we are overwhelmed this morning. Here's a great way of just planning for it. I have to confess, I actually have done some work on this week, and I'm looking at who I can invite this month. Doesn't help, I have to be away for 2 more Thursdays this month, so I'm going to be very creative. Anyway, ABC, wakey. A, when I worked in a place once, we used to have these job interviews, and I got dragged in for recruitment just to help suss some people out. We spent 5 minutes talking about what the person was capable of in terms of their skills, and we spent the next 55 sussing them out as whether they were a good fit or not. And that is the first point of this morning's education slot. When you're working out who you can possibly invite to BNI, attitude. Do they come with some mojo or not? Okay. The first and foremost, and possibly the only consideration, there are a couple of others, but attitude. Do you think they'd enjoy the vibe of our meeting? Would they be into it or not? If the answer is yes, then it's worth inviting them. After all, we don't want party poopers here, do we really? Right? We want people with energy who are going to actually help contribute. If we recognise that visitors bring business, an average of $1,000 of closed business each, and they bring energy to the chapter, then anyone with a good attitude makes a good visitor. The only other consideration is that if the visitor is in a business, it doesn't clash with an existing member's business. And that doesn't have to be an issue either if it's handled properly, all right? We'll talk about that a bit more in a moment. The biggest myth about visitors is the belief that they have to become members. If they come, we couldn't get them in because they couldn't be a member. That's not necessarily the case. There are still opportunities there for us, even if someone just attends once or twice to check things out. So feel free to invite. It is not a prerequisite. Now, the ABC, the B of who to invite. Visitors bring to the average, how much? An average of? Thank you. In essence, we are like a very small shopping mall. Now, you can go down to Newmarket, to the other end of Westfield, and walk around and look at all these lovely new shops and all their glossy fit-outs. Or you can just come in here. We're all kind of jammed in a nice room, kind of sheehouse effect. Are you filming me again? Richard. In essence, we are a shopping mall, and they can come and see and look and buy. My sub that came the other week, Dave Kirkham, he was thoroughly impressed with James, and he said I would fully book my travel with James as a result of what he said. He's not travelling at the moment, but that was the feedback. So when we bring people in here, they go, oh yes. The people don't realise they have needs sometimes, or they're putting up with a drip, and Johnny can fix it. So when you're considering who to invite, think about people who might actually buy from us, rather than if we want to actually give business to them, because it goes both ways. Agreed?
Agreed.
Yes.
Agreed?
Yes.
I've been up since 5 to 5 this morning, so I'm good to go. Okay, this is the tricky bit, the clash. Great band. Woo! Yeah. Hands up if you love the clash. Yeah, showing your age, all of you. Okay, it is important to consider if a potential visitor might have a business that could clash with an existing member's business. We have all sat through those awkward moments, haven't we? It doesn't mean we can't invite them, we just need to be considerate before we invite them. So calling the potentially conflicting member is the right thing to do. So if you have someone you'd like to invite but there might be a conflict, then put in a call to that member. It's not hard, the details are in the app, you can make the call and suss it out. It's the right thing to do. The member may even want to give the prospective visitor a call to check if there is a clash, because it might be a bit of an unknown. There may be no clash, or the member might still be comfortable with someone coming along anyway so they can meet up. I would say in my case, there are some aspects of training we don't even want to touch, and so you should never think that, for example, training is a whole category we can't go near, because there are areas that we are not going to dive into. I know Anne does LinkedIn training. No interest in following that path. It's a very deep subject, and I'd be happy to refer people to Anne when it comes to LinkedIn training. So, never just say, oh, well, that category's gone. There's no way we could get someone in. Pays to ask. The last ABC of D is D for deliberate. And that's about being absolutely, totally intentional, not just going, oh, maybe, but sitting down and taking 20, 30, 40 minutes and going, right, let's think really carefully about this. How can we actually do it? Deliberate inviting is where we're trying to build chapter membership to fill a specific category, grow a power team, or bring in a client or a supplier to create a referral relationship. I did exactly this. I looked through my contacts to see who I already know, who I already buy from or sell to, and then out of that I determined a list of people that I could invite. So It's all about being really intentional and not just going, oh, can I think of anybody? Nah. It's actually going, nah, stop for a second. Go through your contacts. Man, I've got the same list of contacts I've had for about 15 years, and so there are hundreds and hundreds of people on there. Some I've lost touch with, but others I haven't, and some I have a great friendship with, and I think they could be a candidate to come again. So that's what I'm doing, and I would encourage you all this week, if you do nothing else, take 20 minutes, scroll through your contacts, and just keep an open mind. That is education for this week. Bring a visitor. Woo.